Alright, today we have a Grammy Award-winning producer and independent artist for Crown Bearer Records straight out of New Orleans. You may know him for his production work with artists like Pussycat Dolls, Eminem, and Drake. He's recently released his own motivational mini-book called Life is Good and Generous. On top of that, he has a recent album released called The Air Up There 2. We have Chase and Cashe with us.
Yes, pleasure, man. I'm happy to be here, man. You know what I mean? Unpopular. I feel like I'm one of those unpopular guys, being a rebel in the game, but pleasure to be here, man. I'm interested to see what we get to talk about, and hopefully everybody listening learns something about me that they can fall in love with and support your boy.
Well, in your videos, you're always wearing a lot of clothes that represent your art and your personality. How did you kind of find your own personal style?
My dad, when he was young, he used to dress crazy. My dad has always been like he's a Cancer, so he's like in his shell, but his way of expressing himself was kind of like through his wardrobe and the way he detailed himself. He's a motorcycler, so he rides motorbikes and shit like that, but not like the sport bikes, like the real hogs and shit, like big like gold wings and Valkyries and shit. So he's always been into like layering and pieces and jackets, and then he works at the shipyard, so he's always been in uniform, and he's always wore his uniform a certain way. So I always see my dad in a certain style of dress, and he's a working man. He's pretty much my idol because I looked up to him. I'm named after him and shit. So I molded my style after him. I always saw my dad in Coach jackets because at his job they always had a signed Coach jacket for whatever ship they were working on or whatever project they were working on at the time. So he would always have these red Avondale coaching jackets or a blue one, and a lot of my family was in the shipyard, so they always wore like military style uniform and shit like that. And my mom being a doctor, that's where the all white and like the colors come from. My mom was always wearing something colorful, something bright, and a lot of my family members was hustlers who don't have family, full of drug dealers, I guess, coming up in the 90s and shit. And they were from Mississippi, and Mississippi people are just different, you know. They just like, especially where my people are from, because they're from the coast, and it's a lot of people from New Orleans and other areas who migrated, like Alabama, and they've migrated there, and it's called Moss Point, Mississippi. The most famous person now is Devin Booker, but that's where my family's from, and they were a twist of country and city mixed together. So you would catch guys wearing Tommy Hilfiger, and then they have, you know, gator boots on, or they would have polo, and they would have, you know, or they would wear dress clothes and Jordans. That's where I got the dress clothes and sneakers from. I would see a lot of my cousins, they would try to dress like the mob guys, or they would try to dress like how they saw people in Texas dressing like Tila, Pimp C, and them guys used to wear Versace and Sergio Tacchini and all these dress clothes. And they didn't have enough for like the Gator shoes, because Gator shoes was really expensive at the time, but they would put Jordans on, or they would wear Nikes and Air Maxes and shit like that. So I really molded my style after my family. I didn't really mold my style after rappers until maybe in like the 2000s and shit like that, when Fabulous got hot. You know, Fabulous was a guy I liked to dress like because he had all the jerseys and I was a sporty guy. So T.I. was a guy I looked at. He wore a lot of polo, and that was something that I could afford, and that was something I knew in my community that everybody was wearing. And other than that, Cash Money, man, white tees and Jabots and Reeboks.
Well, has your career led you to maybe finding some other clothing brands that you're into?
Yes. I cannot believe I wear stuff like J.W. Anderson and shop at opening ceremony. You know, I used to shop in the mall, and Foot Locker was the biggest thing when the scoreboard was in the store. You feel me? And before they had the pinstripes, they used to wear blue shirts. And you know, athlete's foot days, you know, and shopping at Hibbett's, and you know, all these different sports stores, and East Bay, you know, the catalog days. I remember them days. So, you know, for me to be able to say I wear stuff like Supreme, you know, Supreme was around when I was in New Orleans. I had no clue what it was, but I always was a guy into Carhartt. You know, Carhartt was kind of my Supreme back then. Now I wear Work in Progress Carhartt, APC, all type of shit, you know. But I wear Zara. These are Zara pants. This is a Givenchy shirt. It's a lizard belt. I wear what I like, you know. I don't try to stick to brand names. I try to stick to what I like and what I've saw. So like, if I watched a lot of Sopranos, I might just be watching the Sopranos one day, and I might like Michael's fit, or I might like Big Pussy shirt, and be like, okay, well, I want to find my version of that and wear that. Or I might be watching The Wire, and I see The Wire, and they might have like a state property jacket on that I seen, and it might be 5 times big, but instead of me getting it that size, I get it in a smaller size. So I'm inspired by what I see. I'm inspired by Jack Nicklaus shades. I'm inspired by Arnold Palmer golfing. You know, I'm inspired by different people wearing Rolexes. I like seeing success mixed with style. I don't like really just being like, I like Gucci. You know, I grew up in the like Mike era. So, you know, kind of like Nike pitched to us. It wasn't just the shoe, it was the person in the shoe. So I try to be the person in the clothes. What do they say? It's not the clothes, it's the man in the clothes, you know. So that's how I live.
How many sports jerseys do you think you own?
Ooh, you want me to name in what cities? Because I got like 100 in New York.
Oh yeah.
I got like 200, 300 in New Orleans, and then I might have some sprawled over at the homie's house, at my homie Money Matt house. I might have some. But in my career, I could say I've had definitely a jersey. It's 365 days in a year. I got a jersey for every day in a year for sure, if I wanted to wear one.
Now, I noticed you also had some clothes with the Crown Bearer logo on it.
Yes,
Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, the Crown Bearer's logo is something we just trying to embed in people's mind, you know, that they can, you know, get familiar with. Ours is more uniform than merch. You know, we trying to have people embody what we embody. So, you know, how I operate in a Crown Bearer uniform is different from how my business partner does. You know, with him doing more of the executive side of the business, he's more of like the office person. So that's why you'll see a Crown Bearer shirt that's like a polo shirt, to where you can wear it for an office meeting. And, you know, I feel like that's important. You know, if I walk into somewhere to handle some business with my logo on, and I hand you a business card and I'm talking about my business, it's believable. You know, it's just like this chain. You know, I feel like if you see me with my chain on, it'll make you believe that it's my Rockefeller. You know, I grew up in the era where so many people loved logos. You know, it was something to have a Bad Boy logo on your shit, or a Rockefeller logo, or a Nike swoosh. You know, and this is my swoosh. You know, I don't. This is the thing that's most important to me. You know, and I feel like when I place this brand next to these other brands and how I carry myself, it'll show you the importance of my brand. It'll show you how to brand me. You know, if I walk into a spot with a Crown Bearer logo on and a Givenchy shirt, you can put 2 and 2 together. If I walk in there with a Crown Bearer logo on with some Nike shoes on or some Adidas shoes on, you can put 2 and 2 together. So it's subliminal marketing at the end of the day for us, you know, to let everybody know this is how we're coming. You know, this is how we represent ourselves. We're not coming in this game looking for a put on. We're representing ourselves, and if you want to partner up, this is what we're doing.
Well, thanks again for speaking with Unpopular Style Magazine today.
Anytime. Unpopular Mag, man. Unpopular Style. We're here. It's your boy Chasing Cash. Appreciate the interview, man. This was dope, man. Y'all need to come sit with him.
All right, thank you so
Anytime,
much.
bro.
Appreciate that.